Hey, what's up, y'all? It's poppin', what's cracking? It's D. So there's a lot of drama taking place in pop culture, okay? A lot of things going on. Impressive has uploaded several videos about all the tea, so we're gonna get all the tea from her. So this first vid is titled, Halle Bailey accuses DDG of DV and files a restraining order. DDG confronts Halle about Brent Fayez. So I was traveling all day yesterday and I was bored at the airport and whatnot. So I was looking through stuff. I got all the tea already. I already know what's going on. Let's just put that out there. So none of this is going to be news to me. But I do want to hear what she has to say about it. But I will say DDG ain't shit. I knew he was trash, but I didn't think that he would resort to putting his hands on her. Like, that's so low. And I'm really disappointed in him. Obviously, I don't know this man, but, you know, I have watched him on YouTube for a while. He's one of the, you know, pioneers of you know, the black YouTube space, YouTubers, okay? So it's really, you know, sad to know that he is an abuser. It's really unfortunate. And she has multiple receipts. I looked even through her restraining order. I looked through the documents. This is how bored I was. I was in deep, looking deep. And, you know, she has multiple text messages, him like popping up at her house, taking pictures of her bed and like, yeah, I see what you've been doing. Just weird shit. He's a weirdo. He calls her out her name. She said that he was like, oh, get up out of here, bitch, da da da. Like, she put all of that in the restraining order with multiple receipts, her tooth being chipped. So it's not like this girl is just making this up just for nothing, just for fun, for shits and giggles. I know, you know, that's some weirdos first go-to is, what if she lying? We don't know if she's telling the truth. She has multiple receipts to prove that this is actually taking place. And she does not strike me as the type of person to just want to fabricate this whole thing just because. I have nothing else to do. I have a child with this person, but I just woke up today and I feel like ruining their reputation. No, that doesn't make any sense. So I do believe her, and he's trash as hell. But let's hear what Impressive has to say, and I'll chime in more about it. Let's watch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impressive channel. Y'all, this story is quite sad. Look at what happened to our poor little mermaid. Halle Bailey claims that her baby daddy, DDG, put his hands on her and she had to file a restraining order against him, y'all. This is crazy. Now, I knew Halle and DDG had their issues. They broke up back in October of last year, and DDG blasted Halle for keeping him from seeing his son, Halo. Now, the problem is DDG wanted to pop up and show up to her house and pick up his son whenever, but it doesn't work that way.
And Impressive is probably saying this because she looked over the restraining order as well, because that's something that Halle was saying in the restraining order, that, you know, he would just pop up whenever he wanted. She wanted to put him on a schedule. Like, okay, well, let's figure out when you're gonna pick him up and what day, because I have a life too. I have shit to do. So, you know, let's coordinate. And he refused. He's like, no, like basically whenever he wanted to, whenever it was convenient for him and whenever he had time. And when she wouldn't oblige, he would get upset and angry. And apparently that's when the DV would take place.
They have to have a court-ordered visitation schedule in place. I mean, that will make the whole thing run smoother for them, because it's clear that they want to be in their son's life, but they can't get along, so they need some mediation. But Halle has had enough with DDG. She first detailed an incident that happened back in January where he attacked her. She said DDG came over to pick up their son Halo, and she tried to start a conversation about a child visitation schedule. And she says that as she was buckling Halo into the car seat, she claims that DDG grew agitated and he told her, "Get up out my car, B." Yep. He kept saying it repeatedly. Halle then said the baby was crying and she got nervous about leaving Halo with DDG in such an agitated state. And then they started wrestling. She says DDG pulled her hair and slammed her face on the steering wheel and chipped her tooth. Halle said that she was in pain and she was crying, but she still remained in the car for the ride over to DDG's house, and she told his family what happened. And after she left Halo with DDG's family, she was crying. She was hysterical. She saw that bruises were on her arm and her tooth was chipped. And she actually posted a video of her chipped tooth back in January, which was around the time the incident happened.
I chipped my tooth and I'm just a little nervous.
and she didn't say how she chipped her tooth. But now we know why she was at the dentist getting it treated. Now, Halle did provide some more details about the other incident she had with DDG. Back in March, he showed up at her home and entered without permission and went to her bedroom and texted a picture of her empty bed to her and said, "I know what you've been on, LOL." So he was accusing her of sleeping with another man, I guess because he saw her hanging out with her co-star from The Little Mermaid, Jonah. I don't know, that's just an assumption, but Halle thought it was really weird that he did that, and she was creeped out. 4 days later, he came back to her house and exploded. Now, if you remember, Halle and their baby...
And my thing is, y'all not even together, so why you doing all this? Why you worried about who she with and what she doing? Pick up your son and go.
Halo were sick, and DDG was...
And the crazy part about it is, because I've seen little screenshots and stuff being posted on these little T pages and whatnot, you know, things that he say on, you know, X, on Twitter and whatnot. And he'll try to put up this facade like he's unbothered. Like, I don't care what she do. Life goes on. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. But whole time you actually press and you worried about what she doing. You, who you fucking? Who you with? Why you doing this?
Mad because Halle wouldn't let him take Halo, and he went to the internet and said that Halle was keeping him from his son.
Behind closed doors, I have not been able to see my son.
He kind of painted this narrative to make it seem like she was just being a bitter baby mom and keeping him away from Halo, when in reality she and Halo were actually sick with RSV.
Me and Halo are very sick. We have RSV.
But how?
No, I'm just laughing because I remember I reacted to that vid that Impressive put up, but she was like, Halle and Halo. I cannot get people's names right. She was saying that they both were on their sick bed, and DDG is trying to pick up the son with they on a sick bed. I'm like, girl.
He said that when he came to the home, he got verbally abusive. He smashed her Ring camera, and he ran away with Halle's phone. And as he drove off, she said that DDG threw the phone out the window and yelled, "Go get it, B." So he was cutting up that day. And he went to the internet and acted like the victim, but the whole time he was being a menace behind the scenes. And DDG has admitted that he has vandalized some of his ex's properties. So you can't say Halle is lying about this.
I vandalized a few things before. Like broke a phone or something.
Come on,
broke a little TV or something like that.
DDG is very immature. He's very immature. And when he doesn't get his way, he easily gets agitated. And he's been getting agitated with Halle for a while because she's putting her foot down and setting boundaries. And he doesn't like that. He wants easy access to Halle because he feels like he's entitled to it. Since they have a son together, he feels like he could show up at her house anytime. He feels like he could ask to see their baby anytime he wants to and not realize that, wait a minute, she has her time with the child now. You have to wait your turn. But he doesn't like that. He's used to getting his way. And also, he doesn't like the idea of Halle being with somebody else. Now, there are rumors going around that Halle went on vacation with the R&B singer Brent Faiyaz, and she took her son Halo along. And that...
She said that that's cap. Well, in the restraining order, because she said that he texted her about it, basically. And she showed the text message that she texted him back and was like, what? I'm here with my sister and some other person. His name starts with an S. She was like, I have the baby. Like, I wouldn't do that. I'm not here with no man. So she also included those receipts in her restraining order of her texting him that.
That wasn't the case. Halle was actually celebrating Mother's Day with her sister Chloe and her son Halo. And they said that Brent was in Turks and Caicos with his real girlfriend, who is not Halle. But the blogs were making it seem like Halle was taking DDG's son away from him to go spend time with another man. And Halle presented these text messages where DDG confronted her about it. And he said, this is foul.
This is the only thing that confuses me. This text message, it's saying tomorrow, is very strange. And I know some people have tried to chime in like, whoa, when you out of town. I'm out of town. I'm always out of town. This has never shown up on my messages ever. Even when I go back home, it'll adjust to my time zone back home. When I'm out the country, it adjusts to the current country that I'm in. I've never seen this before, so that is a bit confusing. I've never ever seen this. Of all the times I've been out of town, I've never seen this, but I don't know what this could be. I am very confused by that. I've never seen that.
You think you hurting my feelings when you really just ruining your own image. This is a terrible look. Makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. But just have the same energy when it's my turn to have them. I'm on that same ish.
That's so trifling.
DDG is unhinged. He is unhinged. And TMZ didn't show Halle's response to DDG, but they did say this is what she said to him. Not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace.
And in the restraining order, she also showed his her text to him, and she's like, "Are you not tired of harassing me?" I was like, "Damn."
I hope you are okay and feel better soon. So
I don't know. Was that in the restraining order? Maybe it was. I was about to say the text message that has the tomorrow on it. I was about to say that's not in the restraining order, but actually I think it is. Again, that confuses me. I don't know about that.
Judge did end
I ain't saying it's fake. I'm just saying I ain't never seen it, and I'm confused I'm confused why it says that.
Granting Halle a restraining order against DDG, and also the judge allowed Halle to take Halo with her while she films a movie in Italy for 2 months. And DDG also is not allowed to post or stream about Halle or their son Halo. So she got a win in court, a real big win. But honestly, it's just sad that it had to happen this way. It really is. And I feel bad for Halo. I really do. I feel bad for their son because I just don't see things getting much better between Halle and DDG. Honestly, I feel like the contention is going to grow so strong to the point that they start fighting over custody. And Halle will get full custody if that happens. And Halo, unfortunately, won't have his father present in his life like that. So I really do feel bad for Halo in that sense. But DDG has behaved in a way that has jeopardized his relationship with his son. And yeah, he loves his son and he tries to be a good father, but he can't be fighting with the child's mother in front of the child. Like, that is crazy. And I know that Halle isn't exactly perfect either. I mean, there are probably some things that she could do better to make their co-parenting relationship smoother. But at this point, I think that ship has sailed after DDG put his hands on her. And see, DDG has to realize Halle is not somebody he could really play with like that, especially in this industry. Halle is not just a regular girl. She's a brand.
Yeah, I feel like he probably have pulled this with his previous partners and got away with it. So he felt like, oh, he could keep this bullshit up. She's like, no, you're not about to play these games with me. So I do respect that she gathered all of the evidence behind the scenes and she took it to court. Because everybody is always like, why are you telling the internet? Go to the courts and go handle this. That's exactly what she did. She does not get online and bash him. She does not talk shit about him at all. She took it straight to court. So that's what I respect, and that's what really makes me believe her and feel like that, you know, he actually was doing all of this. Because if this was to get sympathy points or to tarnish his image, she would run to social media. Because that's the whole purpose. That's what people do when they just, you know, trying to make somebody look bad. She took this to court. And because it's public record and people are nosy and be looking shit up, and that's how, you know, it got to TMZ and whatnot, and they exposed it. But yeah, she did the right thing and went to the courts.
She has big connections. There are major companies that are invested in her career, and her team wants to protect that image. I wouldn't even be surprised if she was advised to keep receipts to build up this restraining order case, because DDG has been giving her havoc behind the scenes for a long time. And also he's been going out to the public and painting this narrative about her and ruining her reputation. And she can't win against that. She can't beat DDG at this whole social media game. So she had to take legal action. And so this right here is her first step. And this is why I say DDG should have never played with Halle. He was really out here putting his hands on the Little Mermaid, and he thought he was going to get away with it. Like, really? Come on now. He just ruined his standing in the industry. And he knows it too, because when the news hit the blogs that she filed a restraining order, he was kind of shook. And he knows that it's going to be hard for him to come back from this. And honestly, I wish Halle never got with DDG. I know a lot of people were telling her, girl, don't do it. This man don't like you. This man is jealous of you. He's trying to clout chase off of you. A lot of people warned her, but she didn't listen. She had to learn the hard way, and it is what it is. I mean, she has a beautiful child, so things happen for a reason, but I do think a lot of this mess could have been avoided if she just paid attention to those red flags. But anyway, tell me what you all think about.
I agree 1000%. This is just a really messed up situation. I really feel for her. I really hope that he can stop his toxicity and he can stop posting about her online and, you know, sicking his fans on her. Because that's something else she mentioned in the restraining order about how he constantly talks about her on stream. He's still talking about her. Like, I reacted to, you know, a time or two where he mentioned her, but he does that on a regular basis apparently. She even, you know, has in the restraining order how he just did it as recently as the Met Gala. The night of the Met Gala, he talking shit about her and sending hell of his fans to, you know, be like, oh yeah, you ain't shit, and why you still keeping the baby from him? And DDG just said da da da. So she's like, her mentions are blowing up while she at the Met Gala ruining her night. And she's like, here we go again. Am I gonna have to always deal with this? Like, I ain't got no peace with this man. So he does this on a regular basis apparently. So it is really messed up, and I hope that, you know, they can figure it out and she can have peace and they can, you know, co-parent in a healthy way, because this sucks. But, you know, I will say I have to agree with Impressive. I do wish that she did not ignore the red flags. In the restraining order, she even states that this abuse was taking place before the baby was born. So she saw the toxicity before the baby was born. And I'm like, bruh. And it makes me think of the whole situation with Keke Palmer, and I had the same criticism for her. Why would you experience this with a person? Have somebody put their hands on you, be physically, verbally abusive to you, and then be like, yep, I'm gonna have a baby with them. What? Why? you putting yourself in jeopardy, your baby in jeopardy? Like, why would you do that? And I know that people don't like when you say things like that. It's all, this is victim blaming, blah, blah, blah. Fuck out of here. At some point, you have to have some type of common sense, and there has to be a certain level of accountability. Just because you're a victim of something, it does not mean that, you know, we should normalize or accept people not using common sense and using their brains. It shouldn't be like, well, you're a victim, so okay, it's okay when you make these stupid decisions. It's all right. I mean, yeah, we just gonna brush past that. No, it's like, well, you know, you could have done better, and hopefully this is a learning lesson for people out there, so they don't do the same. Like, you know, anybody in a similar situation, like, make sure you do not have a child with them. Get up out of there, first of all. Get out of the relationship, but definitely don't have a child with them. I don't know, but yeah, I wish her the best though. This is a fucked up situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.